that? And two, how do you see the room rounding out?
I mean, like, is anyone surprised? It's one of the. I remember I got a message a few weeks ago, and they were like, "Do you really think there's a competition at right guard?" And my answer was no, but like, I'm still going to advocate for what I'd want to do. But I and Jeff and I have talked about this offline in the past, and like I know what the Ravens are going to do. It's just not what I would do, and that's okay. That's okay. Overall, I'll say something nice about Daniel Falele. Had a good game last week. I thought he had a really nice game. If he could do that in pass protection every week, I probably wouldn't have a whole lot to say. The big thing for me when you look at this offensive line, I think all the right guard focus has really taken some of the shine away from what Andrew Voorhees has done in this preseason. He's done exactly what I wanted to see Falele or Cleveland do at right guard. He came in, he played sound. He didn't have a down rep, really. I think I clipped like 2 bad run block reps, and he's left no doubt. And that's really what I want to see out of these position battles. I want to see a guy just come in, grab the bull by the horns, and drive it into the ground. And that's what Andrew Voorhees has done. And I really think he deserves his flowers, so I want to give him that. Then you look at the right guard situation, and, I went into ChatGPT the other day and I made a picture of Daniel Falele riding a roller coaster, and then I decided not to tweet it out because I knew I'd get everyone upset. But that is the Daniel Falele experience. It is a roller coaster. You'll have a rock solid game, and then the next week you'll have a down game, and he's doing what every NFL player does in their career. They're chasing consistency, and he's going to continue to do that, and it's in the Ravens' best interest to jump on board, cheer him on, and let's hope that he finds that. Then you look at the backup picture. Another guy that really deserves his flowers is Corey Bullock. This is a guy that came in, surprised a lot of people, including myself, playing over Nick Samac early, and again, left no doubt. I have a DM from Corey. I reached out to him. He followed me on Twitter the other day, and I just said, phenomenal game. Good luck next week. And his response to me just said, "Thanks, man. Trying to leave no doubt this year." And like, what a mentality to have. And he has gone out, and just like Andrew Voorhees, he has done that. I really wish we could have got him in some of the right guard snaps with, Tyler Linderbaum, just see what it looked like. But maybe we'll have to park that for next year when Emory Jones is in that conversation as well. And then you look at some of the backups. I thought Joe Noteboom, I thought he had a down game last week. I'm definitely worried about the depth, but Jeff, looking around the league, how many teams could say if the starting offensive tackle goes down, things are going to get dicey? It's like quarterback. There's not 32 or 64 starting offensive tackles in the National Football League. So, depth's a concern, but it's a concern for the entire league.
Yeah, I think John Harbaugh made some interesting comments about offensive line today that provide a little clarity of the decisions we're going to get over the next 7 days here. One was he hedged it a little bit, but he pretty much said they're going to take 9. And I think, in a perfect world, when they're lining up the roster, I think they like to go 25 on offense, 25 on defense, and the 3 specialists, right? Balance, flexibility. But I don't think that's set in stone. There's been years where they've had 26 and 24. I think there may have been a 27-23 year. So I don't think they go into it and say, we have to have that. But that's the preference, right? So I think when John Harbaugh said Ali will be a 4 running back, we're likely planning to go 4 running backs, people wondered, well, where do they get that spot on offense, right? If you're going to take 6 receivers, 2 quarterbacks, the 3 tight ends. And, most people thought maybe they'd take 10 offensive linemen. They've liked doing that in the past, but John made it clear today that that's going to be really hard to do on this team. You know who their 10th offensive lineman is right now? He's Emory Jones, and he'll be there in week 5. That's pretty much how I think they're going to look at it. So I think now probably a pretty good chance they take 9. The question is, who are those 9? I think we know the starting 5. We know Noteboom's a swing tackle, so let's put him at 6. And then there's 7, 8, and 9. Now, are we sure Ben Cleveland's a lock? I've been operating under that. I've put him on the team, and I know I'm going to get messages. I don't like Ben Cleveland. I hear you, but we've seen exactly how his career has gone here. So I think he's on the team because they have no other veteran guard. And I think you need a veteran inside guy. He's versatile. He can play center. He's even played tackle some. So he would be on my roster. I know that for sure. And I think he's going to be on this one. Carson Vincent, I think he's almost a lock. You don't draft a guy like that who you know is a developmental prospect and then pull the rug out from under him in 1 year. It's like, what do you expect? Like, you know, they knew he was a developmental guy, and they've needed a developmental tackle for a while that they could develop. And hopefully Carson Vincent's good enough to be their swing guy next year. I think if you expect him to, if he has to play this year, I think that's going to be tough. But so I would assume Cleveland, Noteboom 6 and Cleveland 7, Vincent's 8, and probably Bullock. He's done more than enough to earn this job is 9, but that leaves out Dellinger and that leaves out Samax. So